Hey. So I am back in my closet. One of my friends was saying that she liked the whole Tales from the Closet vibe I had going with the first one, and so I guess that I will probably continue like the closet, because I like to sit in my closet and meditate and think and write and things like that, because it's just I don't know, it's just closed in and peaceful. It's a space that I have just to get my mind together. So, day 3 of my vlogging, and I'm excited to see, go back and watch my first video versus today, because I know that my demeanor and things like that was totally different than it is today. So today was a good day for me. I'm one of those people that I have to work to get my mind off of things. If I stay at home and just sit for too long, I kind of feel like I don't know, you're left to your thoughts for too long. I feel like you can get into a weird place and a dark place, and I just don't like to do that. So typically I enjoy working so that my mind can be on other things. So that's something that I've learned about myself in over the past however many years. And I don't know, I think I don't know how many of these I'm going to do, and if anybody will watch it anyway, but for me, it's something I can have for myself to document, and then even one day when my daughters grow up, they can actually watch this and see what their mother went through, and how she, what I thought, and what I was like, because it's funny, I always wondered what my mom was like my age and younger. I mean, I have a feeling that she was a lot like herself now, but I would love to have seen like videos of her. I mean, you see pictures of her and things like that, but it's like, my dad too, like, I just, how they interacted with each other before we were born, you know what I mean? Before I was born, and, when they were in their 20s and early 30s and things like that. Actually, they were 24 when I was born, so before that, I guess. But, it's just, I guess the digital age, a lot of our kids are blessed and cursed in some manner and way, because they have a way to document their lives digitally. And whereas when I was growing up, I mean, we did just VHSs and stuff out there of us that you can actually convert to DVDs, but it's like, the generation before that, like, I just, I know they had video cameras and things like that and whatnot, but my parents weren't, wealthy or had money to invest in things like that. So my dad had a camera, but not like a video camera. So he took some really good pictures, and he's very, very good photographer, actually. At the age and the day of digital was not there. It was straight, go to the little dark room and develop your film and things like that. It's like a whole nother level photography. Kind of wish he still did that. One of the good things, I think, with my husband, or soon-to-be husband, he has evolved into a really good photographer. And I remember at some point when we were early married, it was like, I felt like he was, I wouldn't say jealous, but envious of my drive, my passion that I had for education and teaching, because it's something I love to do. That's something I'm passionate about. It was something I wanted to do since I was 5 years old, was to be a teacher and to teach. That's all I know. And I don't think he really understood that. I still don't think he really does understand it. Because even though it's a job, it's more than a job to me. And people who teach and love teaching understand what I'm saying. Yeah, you go home. I mean, yeah, it's your job. You get paid for it. You come home and you're supposed to let all that stuff go. But it's not that easy, especially when you're dealing with children. It's very stressful in the manner of you're making so many decisions and life decisions for kids, and they look up to you, and you're a counselor, you're a parent, you're a nurse, you're everything, and it gets to be a part of your life. They become a part of your life, and it's like, yeah, they're not your biological kids, and they belong to someone else, but in locos parentis, and if you go to school for education, you should know what that is. No, but it's, in place of the parent. So you are like their parent, is Latin for, in place of the parent. So if you have to make decisions on behalf of the parent, because they're obviously not there. But I talk about it a lot. It's something that if I get around another educator, we could talk for hours about the things that we hate about it, things that we change about it, things we love about it, talk about experiences and stories you dealt with certain students and things that made you cry, laugh, mad, everything. And it was one of those things where I don't think he quite understood, even though his mom and sister are both teachers, or his mom was a teacher. I don't know. So I think that was another thing that kind of led us to a lot of friction. Just a misunderstanding in that regard. And so he got into photography because I remember getting into an argument, and I said, well, what are you passionate about then? What do you love to do? Maybe you should find something, a hobby that you love. And so, not even like a couple days later or so, here comes the photography thing. And so it's taking a life of its own, some good and some bad, but I won't talk about that on here. But like I was saying, my daughters have some really good photos of us. Not so much with him; he's always behind the camera. But at least when I'm gone, they have, documentation that I was here. Of what I look like, and if they look like me, things like that. So, yeah, like I'm learning to embrace the things that I love, and things that I'm passionate about, and don't be ashamed about. I can't talk. Sorry, ashamed of them, because I felt that in the marriage that I'm currently in, and won't be in for a lot longer, I felt that I couldn't be my total true self. And I feel like part of you dies to some degree when you're not true to who you really are. And if you can't be that person around the person that's supposed to be your life partner, I feel like, if you gotta hide, for instance, and this is just an example, say if you're a smoker, and you gotta hide that from your spouse because they may not do it, or they might hate it, or whatever, and obviously out of respect you don't, but I feel like even that is something that you're not being true to who you are. That's who you are, and things that you love and desire shouldn't be put on hold or put aside because the other person doesn't like it or they don't want to do it. You know, there's a lot of things that I did by myself, and I will continue to do by myself because it's what I love to do. And so I, you know, at this point, I can say that I've learned to be my true self, to to not feel like I have to be something else to make somebody else happy. At the end of the day, I have my life to live, not someone else's, and I know that I'm an interesting person, and you know, whoever you are to be with, they need to accept the whole entire you. You know, not just the part that they like, even the things they don't like about you. I just mean to the point where there are areas of you that only your friends or your family see, but not them. And when people see you and they're like, you know, you're not yourself anymore, or you're not yourself when you're around them, that's not good. So one of the things that I'm taking away from this experience is, regardless if I get married, if I get in a relationship, if I don't, I've learned that I've got to be true to myself. And as corny as it may sound, from coming from an English teacher, but to thy own self be true, from my boy Shakespeare, is so true. And I am going to remember that. I'm going to try to remember it. And I want to never forget it. Because I'm unique. I am different in a good way. And, you know, and if I love being around myself, and that's good, you know, it's okay. And if I find someone who enjoys all of those things about me, that quirky, weird things and whatnot, that we can share together, that'd be even better. You know, that'd be awesome. But if not, I'm okay. Either way, I know that I'm going to be okay. And I have friends, I have family that they love me and they support me, and that's all that matters. So that's all I have to say for today. I don't have, at the top of my head, I don't have a particular verse that, you know, I can read off, but I do know that I love the verse in Romans. Make sure it's Romans. Is it Romans or Philippians? I gotta get better at this. Romans or Philippians. I have to look it up. But just about being anxious and not to be anxious, you know, and to come to God with your prayer and supplication, and that and that He'll grant us peace, basically. Yeah, He'll give us peace. And so I pray for that peace for myself and for anybody else who's going through a time similar to mine or not similar to mine. And an update on my sister. She had her mastectomy. Her boobies are gone. You know, they got the mass out, and they're checking to see if it's cancerous or not. And she is doing really well. I talked to her, and they did hook her up a little bit with the reconstructive breast, so that's good. And I'm just happy that she's alive and well, and I'm praying that everything comes back clear and clean. And so, you know, keep your thoughts and prayers if you are that type of person, and if not, just, you know, take a moment of silence, you know, and because like I said before, it could always be worse. And so when you look at your life, just know that someone probably has it a lot worse, especially with the hurricanes, Michael, and things. You notice people lost everything, and I'm actually sitting in my closet in a home, in a beautiful home, and that I'm able to be in. So that's something to be thankful for. So just try to find something to be thankful for every day, and I think that'll help me get through things, and anybody else who's going through something similar. And I'm sorry if I talk really softly. My friend said it's hard to hear me some points, so I'm trying to talk up, but it's really hard for me to, because I feel like I'm yelling. But that's all I have to say, and have a good day.